Alive. Let's do it the right way. The right way, which they say.
Dr. J. JC. That's right. Dr. J. JC. Cooley. It's the J. Cooley Show. It's your life. Let's go. It's the J. Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. J. JC. Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I did it again. She done went and brought another absolute superstar on the show today that's going to educate us. And actually, this superstar has been on the show maybe about 10 times. You know, what she always brighten up every one day. And I tell you, the topic she's going to be talking about today, I hope you grab you about 5 bags of popcorn and be ready to ask some questions. You know, so whichever platform that you're watching us on, what's E360 Television, Transfer Television, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, iHeartRadio, all these other different platforms, Spotify. Welcome to the show. You want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching or something. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. Michelle, I want to get this started. I want to get it
Oh,
started.
most definitely. So the title of today's show is called Life Has Seasons, and we're having a returning guest on the show, Dr. Stacey Bulluck. She's a CEO, transformational speaker, evangelist, media host, and author. She's going to talk about in some seasons of purpose, it can be painful, the carving and pruning seasons, seasons of the journey, learn them, seasons of favor, how to remain ready for each season. So Dr. Bulluck is the owner and founder of Power and Resilience, a workforce development and life coaching agency. She provides workforce development training and individual life skills training through the coaching agency. She's the president and CEO of Audit Steps Incorporated, a nonprofit serving homeless women and formerly incarcerated women, veterans. And Dr. Stacey Bulluck is a veteran herself, an Army veteran, having served a little under 18 years in the military. She's earned her Bachelor of Science degree in psychology and from the University of Maryland, University College Park. She's an igniter and has been helping others to transform their lives for over 30 years. Please welcome back to the show, Dr. Stacey Bulluck. Yay!
Hi. So happy to be here. Thank you all for having me.
How you doing, Doc? How you doing? Yeah.
I'm doing great. It's always a pleasure when I get to hang out with you all.
Well, we've been missing you, and all that great wisdom that you always bring to our audience. You enlighten them. I mean, you are always in a great mood, and that's just who you are. For the people that might have not seen you on the show before, can you tell them a little bit about you, where you grew up, what make you click, why you're so passionate about the things you do? And I know you do many things.
Okay, so I can do the easy one first, where I grew up in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital. Yeah, and then as you said, actually Michelle said earlier that I'm a veteran, and I went into the military when I was 19 years old. That was a long time ago. Can you believe that was almost 40 years ago? But anyway, what makes me tick? Seeing the lives of individuals impacted to change, grow, develop, to become better, stronger, wiser. Oh, that makes me tick. I could go on and on about that, but I'm not going to take up too much more time with that. I will say that I am extremely passionate about teaching and training, and I believe that my 18-year military career has definitely greatly enhanced that, and the last 18 years in the federal government have increased and enhanced my skill of leadership training and setting the example, and just wanting to make sure that individuals find their rhythm in life. And actually, I used to tell my staff when I worked for one of the agencies, I said, I am not your supervisor. I am the person who has come to help get you to your next destination in life.
I love it. I love it. You know, today you talk about life as seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So how can recognizing this help navigate change and more wisely among people?
So when we think about seasons, we always think about winter, summer, fall, spring. And I know I probably said it not in the order that most are used to. However, when we think about those, do we ever see it in are able to compare it with a metaphor of how our life has seasons as well. I know there are a few places on earth that, people might say the seasons don't change, but excuse the noise in the back, my little fur baby. But we're going on. As life comes to us, we might feel like we're in a winter. We might feel like we're experiencing the heat of a summer. The heat, if it gets too hot in the kitchen, we can get a little agitated. And that's when we need to start paying attention to what season am I in right now? What is this agitation for? And most of the time, scientifically, seasons change at the tilt of the axis of the earth. So depending upon where it's tilted towards, this more of sunlight, that particular region will get more heat, will get more warmth. And the other side of the axis will be experiencing winter. So now we want to say, when we are tilted as a human who is being, how far are we allowing our tilt to take us? And that's a question for all of us. Are we allowing our tilt to take us somewhere? Or are we in such a rhythm that we'll get to later? Are we in such a rhythm of life that when things do go awry or things tilt or we're agitated or we're frustrated and we're not quite understanding what's going on? I don't even know why I lost my job after 15 years. Somebody is asking that question right now. And for them to say, I just want to give up, you can't. You're just in a tilt right now. You're in a position shift, a season. We all have them. We all have times in life where we're going to shift, and we're going to have to make sure that we are intentional and that we're focused on who we are. Because when we know who we are, guess what? We don't allow things to deter us and take us off track. But we have to make sure that during this distinct period, we're figuring out, what is my opportunity for growth here? What am I doing right now that's getting ready to come to an end? Or what am I doing right now that's getting ready to begin? And I know I have been talking for a long time, and I'm just waiting for Dr. Cooley to show up. There he is. Yes. And I just, I could just go.
I was just sitting back listening. I'm always here. I was listening, and that was great. And we got about 2 minutes before the break. But how can identifying the season that you're currently in, whether one of the growth, rest, pruning, favors, impacts, mindset, and your destination?
Yeah. So in this position shift, I just thought about the military. When we switch positions, when you go up in higher in rank and you switch position, and now you got to hold the job you had and the job that you got to do right now. So we have to make sure that we're aware when it's coming and we allow ourselves to grow and expand.
And we have to do that. And we also have to educate the others that are working for us and the ones that we're working for. That goes both ways. And I tell you, we're going to take a station break. But when we come back, we're going to pick it up because Dr. Stacey Bulluck, she don't play. She don't play at all. So I tell you what, got any question that you want to ask us on any other platform that you're watching us on, all you have to do is go to that platform, ask any questions. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, I always enjoying the conversation with my little sister, Dr. Stacey Bulluck. I mean, she always brings it. And today, what we're talking about is life has seasons. Life has seasons, and Stacey is explaining that, and I think she might have a book coming out real soon about it now. I think you might have one coming out soon, Stacey.
You're absolutely right. The subject that we're talking about right now is what the book will be about. We haven't come up with the title yet, but it's coming.
So, Stacey, why do people often resist the difficult seasons? And what could be the cause of avoiding or ignoring them?
Why do we avoid difficult seasons? Humanity has this tendency to not want to feel pain. And when we feel pain, we often see it as a negative. And I'm not talking about physical pain right now. I'm talking about emotional and mental pain right now. Physical pain, if you're in some kind of pain, yes, you need to go and find out why it's there. But when we're talking about seasons and life changes and what we will experience during some of those times is not the best feeling in the world. But notice I did just say feelings. So this is an area that we need to pay attention to and find out, what is this season going to do for me? That is the biggest thing right there. We could actually stop talking after that. Once you get to an automatic pattern to understand that this season of life that may not feel so good, and actually there's some seasons of life that they call them good stressors, like getting married or having a baby. Those things those are season changes. Those are position shifts, for especially for those who are brand new parents, and going into a marriage. You may have been married before, but guess what? It's not the same. So you have to make sure that you are finding your way of understanding this did not come to hurt you.
Wow. And I guess it is difficult for some people to see that as that, it doesn't come to hurt you. It can come to build you up, to strengthen you, to take you out your comfort zone, and to force you to embrace change. So how important is that, Dr. Bulluck?
You said the bad word. You said the F word, force. And sometimes when we, like I said, it's all about your mindset. Are we looking at spring as a representative of being a new beginning? Are we in a spring season of life? Are we in a summer season where we're really passionate about who we are and what we're becoming? We're almost getting this youthful giddiness to experience it. And so, how do you want to look at it? It's all up to you, how you want to see it in your heart and in your mind. Yes, and in the winter, some areas of the country, it's cold, of the world, it's freezing, it is brutal. However, there's some benefits to that brutal cold. That brutal cold will enhance your creativity. It will help you sleep. I don't know about you all, but I like to sleep in a really cold room. And after I found out that this is a good thing for your body, and I was like, oh, wow, yes, let's make sure it is cool in the room. And for several other reasons. I am much older than I look.
You know what? I like sleeping in a cold room too. I like sleeping with a whole bunch of covers and blankets. I just feel that's more relaxing instead of sleeping in a warm place, even though you might have the AC on. But continue, Dr. Stacey. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Yes, but it has its benefits. And so that's how we have to see this seasonal change in life. We have to say, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to have a benefit once you stop resisting the change. Once you stop resisting the season, sometimes people, when it does get cold outside, we may not want to go outside as much as we do during the summer and the spring. And that's one of the things that we get passionate about when summertime comes around. Vacation, we get to spend time, with family. We get to spend time in nature. You can still do that when it's winter. So don't have a limiting belief that we can't do something because of a particular season of life. Say you lose your job. I know I brought that up earlier. Say you lose your job. Don't say, oh, I can't leave the house. I can't get involved in anything because I don't have the funding right now. You can go to the park for free. You can walk down your street for free. It's not going to cost you anything, but this is how we adapt as humans. See, we have the ability to adapt. The axis and the tilting the earth, it doesn't have the ability to adapt. It has to change. It's a must. that's what it does. It switches and changes and tilts and moves and spins and does all kinds of things so that we can have different seasons. But as a human being, we have the ability to adapt. And that's where we have to dig in and find, okay, this is where I need to grow.
And I understand we're all human, and sometimes we don't like those seasons, but how important is it not to get stuck in your pity party about the season you're going through, because you're never going to embrace and learn the lesson and experience what you're supposed to grow.
You know what word came to mind when you were asking me that question is surrender. We have to be willing to surrender to the process. I wrote something yesterday. I'm looking over here because I have a notepad right there. I thought that's maybe where I wrote it, but we have to be, it's a willingness to surrender and be in a still time of life. When we're still, we allow inner growth to happen. And that's the place where everybody breathing. This is the commonality that we have as a human who is a being and should be being. You should be making something happen in your life at all times, regardless of the season. Even if what you're making happen is that you're sitting still so that you can hear. Because for me, stillness brings in clarity. Clarity gives direction. Direction will push us to the place where we need to be next. There is always that time for inner growth, and we often sometimes get to the point in life where we talked about earlier, why do people not want to have this experience? Well, because they're not willing to grow.
Wow. You mentioned something that is so important. Two things: clarity and growth. Many, just like you said, many people don't want neither one. I mean, because I believe they want to stay where they're at. And where they're at might be good to them. However, if I'm not leaving this porch. I'm gonna stay right here. Well, what ain't nothing out there for me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you can tell me what's out there for me, I'm gonna leave the porch. I might leave the porch, but you have to clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. There's so many that won't, Stacey, that they want things, but they don't want to do things. They won't. But if they had to put some effort in trying to do something, that's not going to happen to most people that I know that are stuck in their mindset. And so what you're talking about is clarity. Only thing that's missing from that is hope. We all hope for things, but we don't know how we put action in that hope, so we might have an opportunity to get clarity on this is what it's going to require me to make an attempt to try there. What are your thoughts on that? We got about 1 minute before the break.
I'm still trying to get past someone who is willingly staying stuck. I was talking, matter of fact, to my real estate agent the other day, and our conversation had a little bit of piece like this. She said an individual is participating in their own checkout while they're still alive. I was like, wow. You see, it stuck with me. She said it a week ago. It's still in my brain. That thing, she said that you're participating in your own checkout of life. You're not participating in the growth of life. You're not participating in the seasons. You have checked out. And if you who are listening to me feel you have checked out, please check back in. Stay with us and listen to have an understanding and clarity that it is absolutely necessary that you continue to grow into this being that you were already created to be.
That is so deep. If a person sit back and really understand what you just said, because many of us check out of life completely in lieu of hope.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Before I forget what you said, when you said about hope earlier, I recognize that next word that comes in. Well, we talk about faith, but we have to have evidence. Faith is the evidence that gives you the hope. You can't have hope without some type of evidence. And the evidence is not in seasons. It's not monetary. You can't touch it. It's not tangible. It's within. It's within. We have to make sure we push ourselves to produce evidence within us that we are worthy enough, because you are, if you're still breathing, you're worthy enough because you're still here to have hope, to get the substance of what you're hoping for.
Let me say this before the break.
Yeah.
Because a lot of speeches, maybe you've seen some of my speeches like this. I talk about birthrights. Birthrights. And birthrights are confidence, courage, hope, belief, most importantly, faith. These are the birthrights that each one of us are given. But notice the biggest one in there is hope. But if you don't follow confidence, have confidence in yourself, confidence, courage, you have courage. We don't go where anybody tell you. Confidence, courage, hope, belief. You got to believe in something. You have to believe that you can do something. But most importantly, faith. Yeah, so I'm gonna edit off that one. And Stacey, we can come back. We can pick it on that.
Yes.
I got excited about that. If you want this conversation, all you do is just go to the platform. What we're talking about, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, one of the most talented ladies that I know is Stacey will have an answer for you. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Your life. Dr. James, JC, Cooley.
Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
I see why people say you haven't traveled until you've been to Zanzibar. I get it, man. I totally understand it. We about to have some fun.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. Stacey, can you believe that I went to Africa 2 weeks ago, not expecting anything? And I end up, just by meeting the people, the kings and all that, I ended up as the ambassador of Central Africa, Ghana, to the United States. I don't even know how to say that. I wasn't explaining anything. And not just that, when I got there, I met with the 39 other kings. We hung out with them. And then they had a couple of day meetings. And then they said, hey, we're going to make you a chief, which is a king. So I had to go through the ritual. I don't know if you saw any of it.
I did. I was thinking to myself, wow. I don't want to. Go ahead.
God is so good. So when I left there, I'm part of the kingdom. I have my space in the palace. It's on my own space in the palace. And the palace is donating acres of land for me to build my house on as one of the kings. And Michelle will have to go there with me, which I think she's kind of scared. But they are going to crown her queen in February.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing in February, but that would be a good trip for you as well.
It would. When Michelle and I were backstage talking, we talked about taking a trip. And I said January, but maybe February,
We got the details of February, plus my kingdom controls a lot of stuff, right?
Mhm.
I mean, so my king, it'll be easy.
Mm. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm like, woo, this is one of these blessed seasons for you.
And I tell you, round trip, I give you this on the air, would probably cost you about $1,100. That's round trip, but you have to get your visa, yellow fever shot on that.
Mm-hmm.
Hotels, you'll be right by the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I have talked them down to $60 a night for the people that are coming with me.
Okay.
Talk them down.
Like a
So
wonderful
I know what the exact numbers are. But my little sister, I would love to have you there. And Michelle is supposed to be talking to you about that a little bit more later. But that's what we have already planned.
Okay.
And you can leave from Dallas with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to London. So we fly from here to London, hang out in London,
Mm-hmm.
and then fly there.
Right.
So that's what it is. Think about it.
Sounds good to me.
So that's February the 7th. I believe that's when we leave. So let's get back to this. But every now and then, great time.
That I mean, actually, that takes me to a very good segue. So I don't forget about. You asked me earlier about why is it important to be able to navigate through these seasons, so you will have balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because you in this blessed season right now, but I'm sure it wasn't always that way. And so now that you are here at this season in your life, we still have to know how to have the balance. And you just gave a perfect example, demonstration, not this example, but you gave a demonstration of, okay, we can take a moment over here and have this discussion and come right back. And nothing is ruffled, nothing is changed, nothing is out of place. It's all still working very well.
Absolutely. So we was talking about this as we ended. We were talking about birthrights, confidence, courage, hope, belief, most importantly, faith. And I believe that all of those work together in life. It's best. We have seasons, different seasons in life. Every season is equipped to be differently. But I believe that as whole, as a person whole, depends on their mindset on if they want to differentiate from this season, because we're getting ready to go into summer, fall, winter, spring. But we can be the same in all. We can be the same in all. We just have to adjust things differently.
Right. We definitely have to make adjustments for sure.
So talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Sometimes, you know what? In these adjustments that we make, Michelle said a word earlier today. Sometimes we're forced to make these adjustments. And that's where I want to help us here mostly, because when we feel like we're being forced to do something, we fight against it. We have this fight or flight mechanism that we go through, and we don't have to. As you just stated a few minutes ago, James, you said we could be the same in all of them. And how do we do that? We do that because we find ourselves balanced. We find ourselves in a position in our mindset. I'm going to say that again. The position of your mindset says, position shift is happening. I may not like it. I may not even understand it, but I'm not going to limit myself. So this is where we need to say, are we balanced? Ask yourself these questions. Am I limiting myself if I don't not say entertainment, if I don't go with the flow of this? Am I limiting myself? So say you're going to get a promotion at work, but you have to take a class. But the class is at a time that you used to do something else. That like bowling. I like bowling, but it's during league time. What are you going to do? You're going to continue to just bowl, or are you going to take the time to go do what you need to do to hone your skill, to build your craft, to make you better? Or are you just going to say, I'm going to stay stuck right here? The choice is yours.
And you're the only one who can make that choice, obviously.
Yes.
When do you, and I know everyone's responsible for themselves, and it's nice when you have, your community, close family and friends try to give you that extra encouragement. But when should family, friends take their hands off and just to let that person discover and just embrace the season themselves?
Every day. Every day. Even with children. Now we know we can't give keys to the car to a 5-year-old. I don't know. These days you may be able to, and they'll just YouTube how to drive. But anyway, no, we have to be mindful that my life is not your life. I have 2 children and 2 grandchildren. I can advise them every day, all day long, once they get to an adult age. But when they're children, of course, we give them concrete instructions, we hope. And then we hope that when they become older, that they still follow those concrete instructions as long as they were good. Now, I must say that there are some things that were passed through lineages, and they may not have been the best thing to do. And so when we discover that, as Michelle was saying, use that word discover. When we discover that a family member was doing something, I'll use the old thing about grandma and the ham and cutting off the butt. And the reason why grandma cut the butt off the ham is because they didn't have a pan big enough to fit it in. And hopefully nobody in 2025 is still cutting the butt off the ham, because there are plenty pans now that
Hey, Stacey, I told Michelle that a long time ago, because it used to be in this, and nobody knew the answer and would not go back and ask. And so they're like, you cut the ham and you throw it away. I mean, that's perfectly good ham.
That's a waste. And so we don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to waste anything anymore. I said the other day, we do not want to waste the word that God has already spoken over our lives. Don't waste it. And we will waste it by allowing family members to get involved. I left my family. That was one of my things that I found out that I had to do in order to grow, in order to keep writing books, in order to get here to meet you. Just think, if I had stayed home, I wouldn't have met the young lady that we know mutually in California, and I wouldn't have met you if I had stayed on the East Coast. We have to sometimes say, oh, you know what? I can't allow my family to stop me from being who I am.
And God has a plan for us even before we born. He knows the people that he's going to put us in touch with. We're going to take a patient break. We're going to come back, and we're probably going to have about 3-4 minutes when we get back to the show, but we're going to finish it up strong. If you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life. We'll see you shortly.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are. Grow in faith. And build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And I'm going to tell you, listeners, and I tell you this all the time. You got a standing invitation on my show. And next time you come on within like 3 weeks, putting it out there, I want to have a spoken word challenge will for you. And I'm not going to give you the word until we're live, and you're not going to give me your word until you're live. Can we do that?
I will do my best. Yes.
You always do your best. Hey, Stacey, we got about 3 minutes left in the show. Can you give a recap of what you want our viewers and our listeners to take from this great conversation that we have?
Absolutely. I want us to take away from here that life is going to happen regardless. We need to make sure that our mindset, first and foremost, is accepting that life is going to change. And there's nothing sometimes that we can do about it. Things are going to happen. We just have to make sure that we are firmly footed in who we are, who we believe in, and know that when your heart is right, when your heart is focused on the positive things of life, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. But you got to stay grounded and looking straight ahead.
What are your thoughts, Michelle?
I think you do have to stay grounded and straight ahead, and you have to be open to the change of seasons. Stated in this show, it might be painful, but there's always a lesson learned at the end. You just have to be open to it.
I believe that there's a lesson always there. We have to be open-minded. We have to be willing to accept it. And we have to understand change. Change will be a part of our lives, always. So we just have to refocus and have an open mind. Hey, Stacey, stick around for a second. We're getting ready to end this show. I'd like to thank Stacey taking the time to always come on the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'd like to thank my beautiful, beautiful executive producer, who's in charge of everything. That's Dr. Michelle Cooley. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners for tuning into the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also on the radio on Saturday in Dallas. It's K-Sky, 6 p.m. Dallas time, Central Standard Time. And also in California, 9 o'clock. KCB Crew. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We're also on 84 other platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, etc. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life.
Dr. James.